Hi, my name is Dr. Peters with Peters Wellness Chiropractic and Massage. This week's quick video is talking about what our handout is going to be this week, and that is, could you be addicted to junk food? Okay. Now we know that obesity is on the rise. We know there's a lot of health issues, but recognizing and knowing that, think of type 2 diabetes, right? It used to be called adult onset diabetes. Well, they changed the name because if someone's 12 years old and they have type 2 diabetes, obviously it's not adult onset because they're only 12. These things are happening because the way that our brains have been, back, many, many years ago, we needed to be able to have this craving for certain foods to get us to drive and move forward and go out and feed our bodies. Well, now you can feed your body on every street corner in America. Starvation isn't really happening except for nutritional starvation. So wanting people to recognize what's going in your mouth, and just because you're not overweight doesn't mean that you're healthy. There are a lot of thin people out there who aren't any healthier than someone who's 100 pounds overweight. So just because someone is overweight doesn't necessarily mean they're unhealthy. And I know some people would disagree with that, but I'll never forget a video we saw when I was back in college, and it was a gentleman who was about 250 pounds, and he was not tall. He was a large man, but at the time when I saw the video, he was running, or he had just completed his 25th marathon. Had blood pressure of 120/80, was extremely healthy as far as looking at symptom-wise, but gene-wise, he was a very heavy man. But just because he was overweight, I think he was a lot healthier than a lot of the thin people you might see walking around. So, one of those cognitive biases of thinking, well, someone's overweight, they must be unhealthy. Someone's thin, they must be healthy. Not true. But another thing, in looking at putting food in your body, one of the things, I'm big at having fresh fruit in my house. Mangoes are one of my favorites. I love having oranges, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, blueberries, all those things that we can just, pick up anywhere. But I'd like to urge people to go more for the organic. That seems pretty obvious. We want to try to have something that hasn't been sprayed with as many toxic chemicals that we don't want to need to put more in our body. One of our patients, they call it the Furry Farm. I have their little flyer here. I'll have these in the office this week too. But they're starting up for the summer. Again, here we're talking about a lot of organic produce, and we have watermelon, sweet corn, green chilies, cantaloupe, squash, onions, carrots, honeydew. And then one of the key things there is the local, raw, unfiltered honey. So if you are an allergy person, they say that eating local honey, again, whether you mix it in hot water and have it as a tea or however you want to do it, that can be very good for people with allergies to help calm things down. So just this week, as you're out and about, every time something goes in your mouth, just think of the results that you're going to get from it. Is it moving you closer to your goals or further away? And the reality is you can think of that with anything you do. If you go to bed at 12 o'clock instead of 10 o'clock because you wanted to watch a movie, is that going to make your next day better? Is it a kind of movie that's really going to, fire you up and motivate you and make life better for you? Or would the 2 hours of sleep have done you more good? So think of the things you do this week, focusing on, don't be a junk food junkie. Try to eat healthier. If you're going to have a soda in the afternoon, drink an entire bottle of water before you crack open that can and have a sip. So just helping people be aware, and have a fantastic week.